Okay, today we are talking the Barbie movie. I'm not sure if you saw it yet, but we're probably going to get into a little bit of spoilers, so if you don't want that, you might want to click off right about now. Our main message today is that the whole problem going on with Barbie throughout the movie is that she needs meditation. And we have my meditation Barbie here with us today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Now, Han did not see the movie.
I did not.
But I saw it just yesterday.
I heard a lot about it, though. So
yes.
I did my research.
So, you may or may not know, the whole thing going on with Barbie, her big problem was that she started to get thoughts of death because her person in the real world was having these thoughts, drawing Barbie in these outfits, and I forget the term, but it was like thoughts of death Barbie or something crazy, and so it was starting to affect the Barbie in the Barbie world. And even after all that, she goes to the real world, she comes back, and after being exposed to the real world, Barbie herself is just still really sad, pretty depressed. She feels like she doesn't have any meaning in life. She needs to tap into her spiritual side. She's not in touch with that at all because she's a Barbie, she's a doll. Her whole reality is the physical world, right? And it also, there's that whole thing going into her wanting to be perfect or feeling like she needs to be perfect because she's the stereotypical Barbie. And there's, of course, this funny moment where she started to get some cellulite on her leg when she was starting to kind of go downhill when the person in the real world was affecting her life. So there's also this moment where she's in the real world, she closes her eyes, and she gets a little bit psychic for a minute because this real person who she's connected with, America Ferrera, is the actress for this character, she closes her eyes and she can see all her thoughts and all her memories, and she feels it as well. And she has her first tear she ever had, and she's sitting on this park bench. And she looks up and she's just looking at the trees and the leaves and it's swaying in the wind. And it's like she has this moment because in the Barbie world, there's nothing really real like that, no nature. And it's like she just has this moment where it seemed to be like a moment of pure peace, almost like she was meditating. And then she looked across and at the bench next to her is an old woman. And she just looks at her and she says, "You're so beautiful." And she'd never seen an old woman before. And of course, physically, we typically don't think old women grandmas are beautiful. But it was like she could see her soul, she could see her spirit, and it was so beautiful to her.
And just the process of aging since Barbie's own age.
Exactly. Just to have a life full of memories and beautiful experiences. It's like she was really understanding that and tapping into it. And so anyway, at the end, she's like, "I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. All I know is perfect, perfect life, Barbie, Barbie, Barbie life." And she wanted to discover herself. And so she decides she's gonna become a real human, and she goes back to the real world. And then there's this really cool moment. She's dressed in neutral clothing. She even has some pink Birkenstocks on. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna know what it's like to be a human. They drop her off of this building. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe this will all come together, because I'm not even gonna get into it, but there's a lot of things I didn't like about the movie. But regardless, I'm like, okay, maybe this is gonna make up for all that craziness in the movie if they have a really good ending. I'm like, oh, that would be awesome. Even she's going to a yoga class or something. But of course, they kind of ruined it. And literally the last line of the movie is that she's checking in to see a gynecologist. Whatever. But this is what, yeah.
I mean, that's just too real. That's like, what's going on? That's when Barbie becomes too real. It's like, come on, man.
So that is how they decided to end the movie. But it does seem like they're trying to at least leave it open to have a sequel.
But she didn't resolve any of the issues? The death issues or what?
I mean, she's doing better by the end, because also right before this is when she is with the creator of Barbie, Ruth something. Sorry, I forget her last name.
The real creator?
Yeah, the woman who created Barbie. And then that...
How old is she?
I don't know. Old woman.
How old is she?
80s or so.
Oh, okay.
And they're having this moment, and that's the montage that you heard about. And she just sees this montage again where she sees the trees again, and it's kind of like just a montage of all these different clips, and it's showing like memories of, I don't know if there's like who they are or if it's just random clips of women, and mostly showing women with children and joy, laughing, and all these things. Like the human experience, I guess, is what this montage was supposed to represent. But it all was stemming to Barbie needing to know what the human experience is, what life really is. And all the physical things of life is not the real human experience. It's the spiritual side. And all this sadness and wanting to know who she is, it can totally be solved with her tapping into spirituality, whichever way she decides to go. But we recommend meditation. And here is Meditation Barbie right here. This is what she needs to do. Fold her little legs up and
fold your little legs up and sit down and work it out.
Yeah, she needs to close her eyes and just get zen. And if there is a sequel, I mean, how amazing would that be? That would have been such a good ending if at the end she said, oh, I'm going to a meditation class. Like, that would be such a good message for all the girls watching, or just everyone watching, that this can be the solution to any problems going on in your life, any sadness you have going on, any unfulfillment, any not knowing who you truly are. But, I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be humorous.
Yeah, but the Barbie is... There's a meditation Barbie. There's not a gynecologist Barbie. And it's like, I don't get why this was in the movie if a lot of kids are going to go see this. I mean, people say like, oh, it's not for kids. It's like, let's be real. A ton of kids, millions of kids are going to see this movie. And even whenever we looked at the previews, weren't the previews all kids movies?
Yes, they were.
So it's like it's clearly being marketed towards kids. And there are a lot of inappropriate jokes in the movie that I heard. And
yeah, that has to be my biggest riff with the movie, is that how, and you know, even little innuendos here and there, like one-liners, that happens sometimes, even like in SpongeBob and stuff, there's some of that. But there's particular moments where it's so long. It was like a 1 minute long segment of saying this same innuendo over and over and over, the beat you off thing, to the point where like literally my little niece next to me was asking me what they were saying and why they were saying it. Like, just putting this in kids' brains, I don't like that. And not to mention the part where they literally say to these group of construction workers, they're hitting on Barbie, and she goes up to him and she's like, oh, well, just so you know, I don't have a vagina and he doesn't have a penis. Like, why is that necessary?
Yeah, why does she even have to say the penis part?
I know. It's just like, there's so many kids watching who's probably never even heard these terms before.
And why didn't they have those? Was it like they're gradually becoming more real or something?
No, so you know how Barbie,
whenever they became real, they got it or something.
I know, listen, there's just so many plot holes that we can't even get into that, because that's going to be a whole
But she just grew
thing.
a vagina by the end?
Yeah, I guess at the end.
Like, this is like even gross to be talking about. Like, with Barbie, like, why is this even a thing?
Like, I get how it's kind of funny for adults.
Yeah, like,
it's
pretty funny, but it's like...
they don't actually have anything, like, there.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, there's just way better ways to go about making jokes about that.
I don't get... Did she just grew a vagina at the end?
Yeah, apparently. So... And... I don't know. It's just... to end it like that, I just really wish, like... Because it was, like, so good. Like, it was kind of corny, honestly, this whole montage thing.
Oh, for sure.
But they try to put too many messages in it. A lot of messages I don't personally really agree with. But it was a nice sentiment, you know, about the real human experience. Because I know a lot of girls do struggle with feeling they need to be perfect and, you know, get really caught up in the physical. And life, true happiness really does come from those, you know, those beautiful memories and just those moments of, you can just look at nature, look at trees and feel how beautiful that is. And when you're tapped into your spirituality and meditate a lot, you appreciate those things so much. And it's so much more meaningful than anything physical with your body. And they could have really just honed that all in at the end with a really nice, you know, her going to a yoga class, a meditation class. But they ended it like that. But if they have a sequel, I mean, that would be amazing if she taps into her spiritual side. I mean, those are my hopes and wishes. Do I see it happening? Really, no. I don't see if it's going to be the same creators and all that who did this movie. I doubt that's going to happen.
I just think it's such a missed opportunity because you have the meditation Barbie. I'm sure you have yoga Barbie, a lot of different spiritual Barbies out there that cater to that market. So I don't know why they didn't. Did they even show like kind of like a spiritual version of Barbie?
No, not at all.
Because there's so many different Barbies. She has every job. She does everything. I mean.
Yeah, there was all the careers, all those kind of Barbies. And that was kind of why she was sad too, because in the Barbie world, there's many, many different Barbies, and there was a Barbie for each career. But she was the stereotypical Barbie, so she didn't have any of the careers. She just kind of was. Like, her thing was just being perfect, beautiful, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's why she kind of felt unfulfilled. And I do like that part of the messaging that that will never truly fulfill you, just being all about your looks. It can never truly fulfill you. And I did like that. Mm-hmm. But they could have, like, that last scene, it could have honed in so good. And I just wish they did it.
It was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard a lot of the movie, the whole plot was about the patriarchy and all that, which that's another conversation for another day. But and the Kens didn't get any respect and all that, so it's just like, guys, you need both masculine and feminine.
The yin and the yang.
You need both of them, and there's nothing wrong with a patriarchy. I mean, everyone believes in having a father, right? I hope so, you know?
As the head of the household.
Yeah, and he's going to make decisions, and your mother's going to make decisions as well, and the father's going to go out and work in a traditional home, and now the mother works too, but, I mean, the father's there to protect the family. I mean, I wouldn't want my mom going downstairs if we heard a creak in the night and someone breaks in the house. You want the dad to go downstairs, and the dad, his job is to protect the family and die for the family. The father and the man in the house is willing to die for his family at any given moment, then you should treat them with respect. I mean, it's crazy how the slander against men in this world today.
Yeah, even that resolution could have been way better with the Barbie versus the Kens and the patriarchy versus the matriarchy, because it was unbalanced both ways. When the Barbies were in charge, the Kens really weren't treated fairly. They were homeless. Barbie wouldn't even kiss them, wouldn't even let him sleep over. Any night. Every night was girls' night. And obviously when the Kens took over, it was like funny. It was very exaggerated view of patriarchy. The women are just serving them beers all day. Yeah. And it was a little funny, but
and the Barbies they just took it over immediately.
Yeah, so they got brainwashed. Still, they never explained how they got brainwashed. But Erica Ferrera and Margot Robbie's Barbie, and then Weird Barbie. You probably don't know who that is.
No.
Weird Barbie. They all got together like, all we need to do is take the Barbies away from their Kens and start talking this feminism talk. And then that's what they did. They grabbed them up, they put them in the van, they said like 2 sentences about feminism, and then they remembered that they hate serving men and don't want to do that.
And before they liked it.
Yeah, because they were brainwashed. And
but they liked it though.
They even made a line where the Weird Barbie was like, it was something like, you're either brainwashed or you're unhappy, basically.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was a lot. So,
yeah, I might have to watch it tonight just so we could do a full review.
Yes.
And then we'll go from there.
So we believe in balance of men and women is the correct way. I mean, yin and yang is yin and yang for a reason. Perfect balance.
This Barbie's cool, guys. I mean,
I love this Barbie.
Look at it. It lights up. I saw this. I was like, I have to get this for. So she's talking about breathing in and breathing out, and it's like she's, saying it's important to breathe and stuff. It's pretty cool. Let me see if the camera can focus on this.
Maybe we have to hide our faces. Put your face behind the Barbie. Dang it.
Oh, we'll make sure.
We'll put a picture up.
We'll make sure.
And yeah, she comes with 5 guided meditations, but I think you have to take her out of the box to hear all 5. But I want to keep her in her box like this as a keepsake. You have to switch the little things into the doggy, and then that's what changes the meditation. But I want to keep her as a keepsake in the box. But I don't know, we need to start a petition or something to make a sequel and have Barbie become Meditation Barbie. And it will cause mass enlightenment for all the young girls across the world. That's my vote.
It'll definitely help for sure. Meditation Barbie, she's got my vote. And maybe we'll make guided meditations based off of Barbie's guided meditations.
Oh,
and we'll go from there.
That'd be nice. So. Okay, let us know your thoughts below and check out our next video or previous videos. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.